Namaste, dear friends and fellow seekers of truth. Have you ever found yourself gazing up at the night sky, captivated by the serene glow of the full moon, and noticed how your thoughts feel a little different, perhaps more restless, or sometimes mysteriously calm? Have you wondered why, on certain nights, your mind races with memories and desires, while on others it quietly surrenders to stillness? This is no mere coincidence. There is an ancient, sacred wisdom hidden in this experience, a deep connection between the moon, the human mind, and the practice of meditation. For thousands of years, yogis, sages, and spiritual masters of India have recognized this subtle relationship. They observed how the phases of the moon influence not only the tides of the vast oceans but also the delicate waves of thought and emotion within the human heart. Paramhansa Yogananda, the great master of Kriya Yoga, often spoke of this unseen bond, explaining that just as the moon moves the waters of the earth, it also stirs the hidden waters of the brain and nervous system, the subtle energies that govern our thoughts, moods, and spiritual perception. In today's modern world, so few pause to notice this ancient rhythm. But for the sincere seeker, understanding this connection can open the doors to deeper meditation, inner peace, and spiritual awakening. When you know how to align your practices with these natural forces, even the restless mind can be guided into profound stillness. So today, let us embark on a journey together to rediscover this forgotten wisdom, to understand how the moon influences the mind, and how we can use this sacred knowledge to uplift our meditation and touch the shores of the infinite within. When most people look up at the night sky, they see the moon as a distant, beautiful object, a shining white sphere that simply adds charm to the darkness. But dear friends, the moon is far more than just a decoration in the heavens. It is a living, dynamic force that silently shapes the energies of our planet and our inner world. Ancient yogis, rishis, and sages knew this truth well and lived in deep harmony with the moon's cycles. You see, the moon governs one of the most important elements of life, water. It pulls at the oceans, creating the rising and falling tides, a phenomenon observable to anyone who lives near the sea. But what many overlook is that our human bodies, too, are made up of over 70% water. And just as the moon influences the mighty oceans, it also affects the subtle waters within us, our blood, our nervous system, and most importantly, the restless waves of our mind. Paramhansa Yogananda beautifully explained, as the moon controls the tides of the oceans, so it affects the tides of the human brain and nervous system. The moon's gravitational pull subtly guides the flow of prana, the life energy that moves through our subtle body, especially through the channels known in yoga as nadis. On certain moon phases, especially the full moon, this influence becomes stronger, naturally enhancing our sensitivity, creativity, and also emotional intensity. That is why on some nights you may feel unusually restless or reflective without understanding why. The ancient masters understood this and chose specific lunar phases for their spiritual practices. They knew that by aligning with these natural rhythms, one could harmonize the body, calm the mind, and enter deeper states of meditation with greater ease. Now, dear one, let us go a little deeper and gently explore how the moon influences not just the body, but the delicate workings of the human mind. In the sacred teachings of yoga, it is said that the mind is like a calm or restless lake, its surface easily disturbed by the winds of emotion and desire. And the moon, through its subtle energies, stirs these mental waters in ways most people never realize. Yogic science reveals that the lunar energy within us is connected to a subtle channel called Idya Nadi. This energy channel runs along the left side of the spine and governs our mental, emotional, and cooling energies, qualities often associated with the moon. When the moon's pull becomes stronger, particularly during the full moon, this inner current grows active, causing the mind to become more sensitive, imaginative, emotional, and sometimes restless. Paramhansa Yogananda lovingly explained, on such nights, the mind's restlessness can become a danger for the undisciplined, but a boon for the meditative soul. What does this mean? It means that if we are unaware and unmindful, this intensified mental activity can lead to irritability, anxiety, or overthinking. But if we are aware, and if we consciously turn inward through meditation, the same lunar influence can help lift the mind into higher, subtler states of awareness. This is why it is said that the moon affects both the saint and the sinner. The difference lies in how one chooses to use this heightened energy. For the sincere seeker, knowing when the mind is naturally more open and sensitive can be a powerful advantage. When properly guided, these moments can become gateways to deep inner stillness and communion with the divine. Now you may be wondering, dear one, if the moon's energy affects the mind so deeply, how did the ancient yogis and sages respond to this? What did they do when the full moon stirred the mind's subtle waters? The answer lies in a beautiful, time-honored tradition. They chose these nights for their deepest meditations. You see, for those who live without awareness, the full moon can bring restlessness, distraction, and even sleeplessness. But for the yogi, it offers a precious opportunity. Ancient masters understood that during the full moon, the mind naturally becomes more sensitive, receptive, and drawn inward. The veil between the material world and the subtle spiritual realms grows thinner, and the flow of prana, the life force, moves upward more easily through the energy centers of the spine. Paramhansa Yogananda shared, when the lunar pull is strongest, the meditative soul may rise beyond the body's limitations and touch the shores of the infinite. It was not superstition, but deep spiritual science that guided them. On full moon nights, the Idya Nadi, the channel connected to the moon's energy, becomes dominant. The mind, often scattered in the daylight hours, becomes inwardly focused when consciously guided. That is why many ancient scriptures and yoga traditions recommend fasting, silent retreats, and prolonged meditation during these lunar phases. Even today, you will find many spiritual communities gathering for full moon meditations, harnessing this natural cosmic support to dive deeper into stillness. Dear friend, when you align yourself with these rhythms of nature, instead of working against them, your spiritual practices become effortless, sweet, and deeply rewarding. The full moon becomes not a disturbance, but a doorway to the eternal. As we continue on this gentle journey together, dear one, let us now understand how the moon not only influences the mind but also affects prana, the vital life energy flowing within every living being. In yogic teachings, prana is the subtle force that animates the body, sustains the mind, and connects us to the divine. And one of the easiest ways to sense and control this prana is through the breath. The breath, as Paramhansa Yogananda lovingly taught, is the most immediate expression of prana in the human system. It is through the breath that we can calm the restless mind and bring harmony to the inner world. What is often unnoticed is that the moon has a subtle but real effect on this pranic flow, especially during certain lunar phases. In yoga, it is explained that within the spine exist two main energy channels, Idya Nadi on the left, representing lunar, cooling, mental energy, and Pingala Nadi on the right, representing solar, heating, active energy. During the full moon, Idya Nadi becomes naturally dominant, and you may notice that your breath feels cooler, your thoughts become reflective, and your inner sensitivity is heightened. Yogananda explained this gently, saying, control of the breath is the doorway to control of the mind. And when the moon aids you, your task becomes easier. On full moon nights, practicing pranayam, breath control techniques like alternate nostril breathing or slow, deep diaphragmatic breathing can help balance these energies. It calms the restlessness stirred by the moon's pull and directs this heightened pranic flow towards spiritual awakening. When breath, mind, and lunar energy are brought into harmony, dear one, meditation becomes deeper, sweeter, and your inner awareness begins to expand beyond the boundaries of body and thought. Now, dear one, you might be wondering, how can we, as sincere seekers, make the most of these full moon nights? How can we transform the mind's restlessness into deep inner peace and spiritual awakening? Paramhansa Yogananda lovingly taught that when nature offers its support, it is wise for the seeker to accept it humbly and align with its rhythms. The full moon is such a gift. On these special nights, the mind's energy moves upward more naturally, and the heart becomes more sensitive. The lunar vibrations enhance the mind's ability to receive higher spiritual impressions. If we sit in meditation at such times, we will find it easier to withdraw our attention from the outer world and turn inward. Let me share with you a simple, gentle method you can practice. Find a quiet place where you can either sit under the moonlight or somewhere peaceful indoors. Sit comfortably, keeping your spine straight, and gently close your eyes. Begin by taking slow, deep breaths, feeling the cool, silvery energy of the moon descending through the crown of your head, calming your entire being. As you breathe, mentally affirm, I am calm. I am at peace. I am one with the infinite light. Let your awareness settle at the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows, or at your heart center, whichever feels natural to you. Slowly allow your thoughts to dissolve, like clouds parting before the gentle glow of the moon. Yogananda would often remind us, the soul loves to meditate in silence, for only in the quietness of inner stillness does it discover the wisdom of the eternal. Use the full moon's tender influence to lift your mind beyond body and thoughts, resting in the serene presence of the infinite within you. Now, dear friend, let us contemplate one of the most beautiful and profound truths revealed by the great masters, that the human mind is like the moon itself. This is not just a poetic thought, but a deep spiritual insight into the nature of consciousness. Paramhansa Yogananda explained, the human mind has no light of its own. It merely reflects the light of the soul, just as the moon reflects the light of the Sunday. What a tender and illuminating thought this is! The mind, with all its ideas, emotions, and memories, seems to shine so brightly at times. Yet its light is borrowed, it is a reflection of the deeper, eternal radiance of the soul within. Just as the moon's surface can appear bright and beautiful when calm, or hidden and obscured when the sky is stormy, so too the mind can reflect divine wisdom when it is still, or lose that clarity when disturbed by desires, fears, and attachments. When the mind is restless, it distorts the reflection of the soul's light, making it difficult for us to perceive truth. This is why the ancient masters taught the art of stilling the mind through meditation. When the ripples of thought settle, the mind becomes like a calm, clear lake under the moonlight, perfectly reflecting the luminous image of the infinite self. In those precious moments of inner stillness, you realize that you are not the restless mind, but the eternal light behind it. The moon reminds us of this truth, that beyond the changes of mind and body, your true essence is calm, silent, and ever radiant. And it is through meditation, dear one, that you may come to rest in this timeless light. Beloved friends and fellow seekers, as we gently bring this sacred reflection to a close, I invite you to pause for a moment and truly absorb the wisdom we've uncovered together today. The moon, so silently present in our sky, is not merely a distant object but a living companion, a gentle force that stirs the hidden waters of our body, mind, and spirit. Through the teachings of the ancient yogis and the loving wisdom of Paramhansa Yogananda, we are reminded that the natural world around us is intimately connected with the inner world within us. The restless tides of the mind, the quiet pull of prana, and the subtle moods we feel on certain nights are not random events. They are part of a beautiful, ancient rhythm, a cosmic dance between the moon, our mind, and the soul's longing for union with the divine. When we learn to recognize these patterns and work in harmony with them, meditation becomes deeper, inner peace comes more easily, and life itself begins to flow with greater grace. I encourage you, dear one, to try this practice on the next full moon night. Find a quiet corner under the open sky or near a window where the moon's tender light can reach you. Sit in silence, watch your breath, and allow the gentle lunar energy to wash away the restlessness of the day. Feel the peace within you rising, like a soft tide, lifting your consciousness toward the light of the infinite. If this video touched your heart or offered you a new understanding, I warmly invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you feel may benefit from this wisdom. And before you go, I would truly love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a change in your thoughts, emotions, or meditations on full moon nights? Have you experienced a special calm or restlessness that you couldn't quite explain? Please share your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Your words may inspire and comfort another seeker on their path. Until we meet again in another sacred gathering, may the calming light of the moon and the eternal radiance of your soul always guide you gently home. Jai Gurudev.